Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired! You know, some owner's going to do that. He's going to say, that guy that disrespects our flag, he's fired. And that owner, they don't know it. They don't know it. They're friends of mine, many of them. They don't know it. They'll be the most popular person for a week. They'll be the most popular person in this country, because that's a total disrespect of our heritage. That's a total disrespect of everything that we stand for, okay? Everything that we stand for. And I know we have freedoms, and we have freedom of choice and many, many different freedoms. But you know what? It's still totally disrespectful. And you know, when the NFL ratings are down massively, the NFL ratings are down massively. Now, the number one reason happens to be that they like watching what's happening on, you know, with yours truly. They like what's happening. Because, you know, today if you hit too hard, right? They hit too hard, 15 yards, throw him out of the game. They had that last week. I watched for a couple of minutes, and two guys just really beautiful tackle. Boom, 15 yards. The referee gets on television. His wife is sitting at home. She's so proud of him. They're ruining the game, right? They're ruining the game. Hey, look, that's what they want to do. They want to hit, okay? They want to hit, but it is hurting the game.
Obviously, unique circumstances surrounding an NFL week here in 2017. Marshall Faulk, I want to give you the floor first on your thoughts about all this.
Rich, you know, it's always said whenever you're talking about sports, what you don't mix it with politics, and we try to stay away from that. But you know, politics, it's made its way into our game, and it's to the forefront. I mean, at the highest power. And right now, there's not anything good that I can say that would shine a light on this to help in a situation. And I find myself kind of perplexed by that situation, because normally I have something to say that could right the situation and make it better. I just believe that it's sad that our president lacks the moral compass on things to say and things to talk about. When we have so much going on in our country, you want to attack people for expressing themselves and their freedoms in this country, and you say things like suggesting what an owner should do to a player for just exercising his right to protest peacefully. I really do not know where to go with this and where we are going and why. This is where it is right now. We find a way to be one, not just on this show, but in this country. We put a lot of differences aside to make sure that we can live together and enjoy this great country. And time again, divisive things are being said by our leader, the leader of the free world, and it's taken us down the path that. And let's be honest, we are unsure. We don't know. We don't know where this is leading us.
Yeah, and you know, I thought about it yesterday. You know, we're sitting in meeting rooms, and it comes to this. You know, I'm thinking, wow. We in the meetings, when in off seasons, I show up at church every Sunday. I get energy and motivation and inspiration from it. Our meetings are like that every Saturday, and it's a diverse group, and we have the greatest times. But yesterday, I looked around, and we were all in a whole different place. We were in a whole different place, that whole meeting room. And I thought about this must be happening all over the country. When you see our leader make the comments that he made. Think about this now. And I put it up against Charlottesville. And I thought to myself, wow, you did not come out with fervor and strongly denounce what you saw in Charlottesville, but you come out with fervor and strongly denounce African-American players exercising their First Amendment right, and all players, and then owners for not firing these guys on the spot, calling them SOBs. It was all around just a sad day for all of us. And it perpetuated into the next day, and it really is. It's hurtful, it's divisive, and it's sad.
The flag represents, to me, it's a symbol of the ideals of our great country. One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The anthem, it's a reminder to us of those things. The President of the United States, his role is to uphold and to fight for the rights of every person,
right,
every American. And so when I heard the comments, I was so disappointed because I believe the comments are completely contradictory to what the flag represents. And we have this narrative that these protests are contradictory to the flag, and they're contradictory to our military. I don't see them that way. I see them as complementary to what we're trying, to the ideals of the flag, to the military and what they fought for, the servicemen and women and what they fought for. I have not heard one player that has not been more than grateful to our military. This isn't about that at all. It's about standing up for the ideals of the flag. And, I contemplated as you did, in a meeting room, when I went back to my hotel room, and I contemplated, is it more honorable to stand and face the flag when you don't represent the ideals of what the flag represents? Or is it more honorable to kneel in protest in an attempt to try to accomplish what the flag was designed to represent? And when I heard those comments, I was just so disappointed because it was contradictory, and we put this narrative out there that I believe is wrong when we look at these players and what they're trying to do and what they're trying to represent. So I think we all were, that stayed in that room yesterday in that meeting. And we talked about it for an hour and a half yesterday, and I couldn't get it out of my mind because what are we trying to do here? What are we trying to accomplish, not just as players, but as a country? I just couldn't be more disappointed in those comments.
Well, and also in what the president said, this was at a political rally on Friday night in support of his candidate for the runoff election for the GOP in Alabama and the Senate. The president also denigrated the NFL's player safety rules that are put into place to try and make the game safer, saying that some of the hits that he's seeing that are getting flagged, there's an indication that the game is getting softer, and criticized that. Steve, I know you are on the Player Safety Commission with John Madden that the commissioner has put together, and I'm wondering what you thought about those statements.
Yeah, not only did it criticize the right to express oneself individually, he really criticized our game that we're so proud of. And yes, I'm on the Player Safety Advisory Panel with John Madden, Ronnie Lott, Anthony Munoz, Willie Lanier, Mark Murphy, Oliver Lott, and many others that love the sport. And when you hear quotes about, hit too hard, 15-yard, throw them out of the game, you're ruining the game, you're hurting the game, it kind of hits home too. We're not ruining the game. The Player Safety Advisory Panel is trying to make the game safer. Trying to make it safer for the players in the National Football League, college players, high school players, youth football players, and we're trying to convince moms that this is a safe sport to play because we care about the players, and we're not ruining the game, we're making it safer. So, I was just taken back. I get a little defensive when you start talking about criticizing how this game is played. It's the greatest, in my mind, the greatest ultimate team sport that we have, and we're trying to make it safe, and that's a good thing.
Well, I guess to wrap it up, I just want to say one thing, because I know that the president has been known to watch television, to monitor the way things that are going on in the country, and statements that he said, how it's playing out in the media. And should that be the case, that he's chosen on this day where politics and sports are mixed together, he's chosen this show, We Are the First on the Air. I just wanted to say this in case the president of the United States is out there, that offensive speech should not be tolerated in this country, and offensive behavior that tears down the fabric of this country, like we saw in Charlottesville, should be called out. what is going on the field in the National Football League while the national anthem being played is not that. It's not that. And what it is are people who are not trying to offend when they are taking a knee or sitting down during the national anthem. What they are people who are offended by their American experience that perhaps you, Mr. President, or many of us have not experienced personally. And this is a moment when they are taking a knee and when they are sitting down, they are doing so to spark a conversation, to spark a dialogue, which is the most democratic thing that could be done in this country. That is why an American flag, literally the size of a football field, can be unfurled on a football field during the national anthem, as we saw on Thursday Night Football in Santa Clara. That is why that can be unfurled, and many of us can stand. I'm one of those who stand, and some can sit and take a knee. And that is something to which I may not relate, but it's something that I can see and try and understand and listen to have the conversation. That is what you said, Kurt, liberty and justice for all. That is what the democracy is about, an American experience that's better for all, governing for all. That is what this is about. And today, hopefully, will turn out to be a day of unity in the National Football League and through the sports world.
What's good, fam? This is Mr. Sycamore coming at you with another episode of W.I.T, What I Think. You all saw my postings and you all saw the videos. It's always something with this president. I don't care what nobody has to say that is coattail riding him. And there's other words I could say, but I'm not going to say that. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. And if anybody has the gall and it's really a man or a woman, they know when wrong is wrong. And this president is completely wrong. He's out of line. He's despicable. Let me start by saying this country just suffered from two terrible storms. Not only this country, or certain states in this country, suffering from the storms, there's a whole lot going on, talks of war. There's a lot going on. But what does this president want to do? He wants to talk about football, disrespecting a flag because someone wants to kneel. When it's been said time and time and time again that Kaepernick didn't kneel for disrespecting a flag or to be disrespecting a flag or our country. He was doing it because of the way that blacks, African Americans, are being treated by the police unjustly and getting away with it. And was hoping that that platform could open some eyes to some people to try to do something about it. Now, this president of these United States, instead of worrying about Puerto Rico is going through it. Nothing to say about that. Oh, he had something to say about Florida because he has properties in Florida. He's about him. This guy, even though he has the job of president, this guy's a reality TV star. That's what he is. And he needs to go back to reality TV. He needs to go back to The Apprentice. He wants to be The Apprentice. He's trying to get owners to fire their employees. What did I just say? He's trying to get owners to fire their employees. Every African American, every black person who plays the game of football in the NFL, who the NFL has, it's a broad range and it's more dominant with blacks in that game, in that job. He wants to say they're privileged to be there. No, the NFL is a job. The people who are coaching, their titles are coach. That's their job. Whichever coach it is. The referees who are out there on the field, that's their job. The guys who play in the NFL, you guessed it, that's their job. It was a hobby and a love or a like of when it was college and recreational leagues when they weren't getting paid. Now they're getting paid to do their job. They did what they needed to get a job. Just like a person has to do what they have to do to get a job, a 9 to 5. Just like a person has to go to college to get a certain degree in a certain field to get a certain job, these guys went to college, played football, were good enough, and their degree was that they were good enough. So now they have the job of playing in the NFL. Now, he wants to talk about Kaepernick so bad. And now he's bringing the NBA in, saying that the Golden State Warriors, they can't come to the White House. I can pretty much tell you a whole bunch of them probably didn't want to go anyway. No one wants to be around foolishness. Other country leaders are laughing at us. I did a video about the young black teenager that didn't stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance and how everyone just went crazy. He's disrespecting. Everything's about disrespecting the flag. Anyone who's not standing up to pledge, they're unpatriotic. I know people who joined the military who had nothing to do with being patriotic. Real story. They wanted to kill people legally. Sound patriotic? I know people who joined the military because family members joined the military. Is that unpatriotic? Is that patriotic? You choose. Back in the day, people went to the military because they were drafted. It wasn't their choices. So where's this patriotic and this patriotism coming from that you're tagging? Everybody that went to the military didn't go because they wanted to. Drafted. Avoiding things. Child support. Going because they know that the GI Bill was supposed they would help them with college. There are reasons people go. Everything that you try to put and label on people is not what it is. As I stated in my other video, as far as the Pledge of Allegiance, until they bring parents back in schools, I'm not going to do the pledge. Now, as far as this Star Spangled Banner, as you all know, and some of you don't, they only sing the first verse. Now, I put a picture of the Star Spangled Banner, the unsung version, with the part that you don't sing, to let you see what they say about slaves. Slaves of this country, not other countries, not the country that they're fighting, in the home of this land and free right here, and brave. Yeah, there's a lot of brave people here, but not everyone is free. Bravery comes from the person. Freedom should come from, it comes from the top down. And this country don't let everyone be free. People in the military will tell you today they fought for freedom. No one fought for a flag. We got to do better. This man, who is the head of this free world, needs to be removed. As I stated, he is a celebrity. He is a reality TV star, and that's where it should have remained. But now that he is appointed by those who appointed him, I hope you're happy. But then again, a lot of us were fooled. We do get the wool pulled over our eyes. It happens. But now that we can see clearly again, he needs to be removed. This country is turning into a big reality fiasco. We're being laughed at. And this Donald Trump stuff that's being put out there, it's really to take our attention from the bigger picture. You may not know what's going on behind closed doors as far as war and everything else, but you do know what you're seeing. The leader of the free world going on vacation when there are storms. The leader of the free world, instead of taking on what presidents should take on, is taking on retweeting videos of him hitting Hillary Clinton in the back with a golf ball. Ha ha, he he. Someone who doesn't want to come see him, so he makes everyone suffer. Making kneeling and protesting out to be unpatriotic. No one is against the flag. And some may be against a flag. They killing me with that. We need to come together and get this man up out the White House. And hopefully whoever follows does the right thing. Because who we have there now, it's a joke. Once again, it's reality TV. And all he's doing is making a mockery of this fine nation with his stupidity. A lot of y'all ain't gonna like that. But once again, like I said, right is right. Call a spade a spade. He ain't doing nothing that a president should be doing. He's making a mockery of our great nation. Make it great again? That's right. Let's make America great again by getting him up out of there. This is Mr. Sycamore. I want to thank you all for watching. Like, share. If you hadn't already hit that subscribe button, hit it. Become a subscriber of Mr. Sycamore's Place. You got any comments that you want to put them below. Until my next video, I'm out.